Orlov explicitly claims that Ukraine really doesn't exist.
He refers to it as a United States possession. He calls it a hot potato being passed around by Western powers.
Yeah. We classified this rhetorical device as the child's trick.
It is a profound oversimplification of reality. The logic dictates that if a country does not exist, it is physically impossible to invade it.
You cannot violate the sovereignty of a void.
Exactly. It systematically strips the victim of their right to be recognized as a victim.
And he attempts to back this up with historical erasure.
He claims that the people living there are simply Russians with a regional accent.
Or he uses this phrase, he calls them weird tribes from the hills.
The phrasing is intentionally reductive and colonial. It erases distinct historical identity. The Orwellian parallel is clear here. The erasure of history precedes the erasure of rights. If a population is reduced to a weird tribe, or merely citizens with a regional accent, then military intervention is reframed as a domestic administrative correction.
It turns a campaign of conquest into a disciplinary action against a rogue province.
Which is the necessary psychological precursor for what comes next.
Right, because once you have erased their history, you can start erasing their humanity. This brings us to Section 3, the core of the rhetoric, dehumanization.
This section requires strict analytical detachment because the vocabulary utilized in the source material is deeply disturbing.
This is where the sociopath test yields its clearest results. Listen to the specific nouns Orlov chooses when describing the population. He does not use the words citizens or soldiers.
He refers to them as rats, specifically rats in the rafters.
We need to unpack the utility of that specific animalistic analogy. Why rats?
A rat is universally understood as vermin. It is a vector for disease. But fundamentally, in the context of a structure, a rat is an invader.
In the rafters implies they have infested a home.
Yes. It implies they are occupying a space where they do not legally or naturally belong. And the protocol for dealing with an infestation is not negotiation.
It is extermination.
In Gregory Stanton's recognized framework, the 10 stages of genocide, dehumanization is a critical stage. By equating human beings with vermin, the speaker successfully removes the psychological barrier to mass killing.
It effectively inverts the moral weight of the act.
Slaying a human being is recognized by the brain as murder. Eradicating a rat is recognized as hygiene.
If the audience accepts the premise that the targets are vermin, then the soldiers pulling the trigger are no longer viewed as killers. They're viewed as cleaners.
It offers the viewer permission to observe mass casualties without experiencing moral fatigue or guilt.